Okay, so let's see what are stacks. So stacks are basically a data structure in which we pile up things on top of each other. For example, let's take an example of a container or a beaker, right? So this is our beaker. Okay, now let's add in some things to it, some data inside it. So let's switch the colors. So firstly, I have this first element here. Then I have this second element here, and then I have this third element here. So this is a first last in first out data structure. That means the last element you put. In this case we have the third element that we have in pushed in the last, and now it will come as the first. So this will pop the first. So we push here, and then we pop from here. So now our first element here will be 3, right? So let's start implementing this into JavaScript. Okay, so I have some code ready. Okay, so let's rewrite this. So first of all, we'll need a class named stack. Let's also create a constructor. So the constructor will comprise of an array called items. So this will be blank array as of now. So now we'll be writing some functions to implement the stack. So first of all, we have a push function. So that will push the element in the stack. Then we have a pop function that will remove the last pushed element. Then we have a peek function to show the last element. Then we have a isEmpty function to check if stack is empty. Then we have a length function, obviously to check the length of stack. And at the last we have a print function that will print the whole stack. Okay, so let's start implementing this. So first of all, let's start implementing the push function. So it's quite easy, as we have already knowledge about arrays push function. So this is similar. So we'll take an element as an parameter, and then we'll push this element into the items array. So this dot items dot push element. Okay. Now to remove the last element, we have a pop function here. We don't need any parameter in this. So we'll just use the pop function from the arrays in JavaScript. This dot items dot pop, and this will remove the last element. Okay, so let's first print the element. So in print element, this will just return this dot items. So now we can create an instance. To access this, we first need to create an instance of this class. So let s is equal to new. So new keyword is when we want to create an instance of a class. So let's console.log stack.print. Okay, let's run and see. Stack.print is not a function. Let's see why it's happening. Okay, yeah, we used stack here. We need to use s. because now our instance is S. Let's run it once again. Now we got an empty array. So let's try pushing in some data here. S dot push, and let's push hello here. Okay, let's run it. So we got a hello word inside the stack. Let's add another word as well. Let's say world. Now let's run it once again. Now we have our two elements in the stack, hello and world. So what if we pop? So if we pop in a stack, we should be able to remove the world word from the stack. So let's do it as dot pop. Let's run it. Okay, so our last element is removed. So this element is now removed. Okay, so now let's see what the last element is. Let me just comment out this for now. Let's write our next function, that is peak. So peak will show the last element. So it will return this dot items. Which item? Which index? So that will be this dot items dot length minus 1. For example, our stack is of n length, right? So the last index will be n minus 1, and we want to show the last index. So for example, let's take this as n. So the item which we'll be returning is n minus 1 item. That is the length minus 1 item, right? So let's try this. S dot peak. Sorry, I just forgot to wrap it in console log. Okay. Okay, so we have our last element in the stack, world. Okay, so now let's implement uh, two more methods here, which is empty. So that will return this dot items dot length equal to 0. So in this case, if we console log it will show whether it's true or not, if the length of the items array is 0 or not. And also as our last function, we have the length function here, which will tell the overall length. So we'll return this dot items dot length. Okay. Now to optimize our solution, for example, we don't have any element in the array as of now. If we do a pop in an empty stack, what will happen? Let's see. Yeah, so it didn't give us any error. So in that case, we need to write a if condition. If is empty, then we can console log the stack is empty. We'll have this. Okay, so now if we try popping it in the empty array, now let's see what will happen. I think I need to mention this dot is empty for the reference. Now it says the stack is empty, right? I think I missed something here. Yeah. So if the stack is empty, now let's try it with a stack with some data is dot push, and let's push 1 here. Okay, so now it doesn't give any error, it just removes the element. Okay, the same goes with the peak method. So we need to add the same logic here. Let's copy it right away and paste it. Now we can, and I think we also need the return keyword here. Let's try peeking into the stack. Okay, and what if we remove the pop method? I think then it should show us the last element. Yep, so now it shows the last element. Okay, so this is how we implement the stacks in JavaScript. So you can go ahead and try all the functions. I'll be trying some functions here as well. Let's see if it's empty. So we can console.log s.is empty. Let's see if it says false. Yes, it does say false. Okay, let's try another method, that is stack.length s.length. Let's run it once again. It should return 1. Yeah, so it seems to work great. So this is how you can implement the stacks in JavaScript. I hope you like the video. If you like it, do like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more content related to web development and coding.